Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. Welcome to this middle of March. Welcome to, it's almost spring. Welcome to leaving Pisces season and heading into Aries season. So leaving water and moving into fire. Aries is the start off point for the zodiac sign. So you might be feeling that fresh energy. We had daylight savings time, so we moved our clocks forward. This is just going to be an energy check-in. This is going to be just a snapshot in time. And whenever you come to this reading, the energy might still be applicable. So Virgo, thank you for being here. I'm starting off your reading with one oracle card. This is the Trust Your Vibes oracle cards by Sonia Choquette. For the sign of Virgo, let's get that perfect oracle card for them. So far, the oracle cards have been profoundly accurate to collaborate with the tarot reading. So one oracle card for the sign of Virgo. Thank you so much for being here, Virgo. It says exercise your vibes. Now, energetically, we all have vibes, right? I know you can feel it when people walk in the room or when the energy feels off or whenever you're in a meeting or when you're with just somebody one-on-one, you can feel vibes. Now, this is asking for you to tune into your own vibes. You have vibes just like everybody else. And what this calls for is to exercise them. So what this means is for you to practice spirituality that heightens your vibes. Practice spirituality in the form of yoga that moves energy through your body. You can practice any form of yoga. There's lots of YouTube videos, and there's always usually a class here or there for you to exercise your vibes. Move that energy. You can also go for a walk. You can listen to bilateral music. You can type that into a search bar and see what you find. Both headphones have to be in. Listen to bilateral music. Burn incense. Practice holding different crystals and see what that does. This is just calling for you to move your energy. See how it feels when you do certain things. Does that make you feel like your energy is high, your vibration becomes high, or does that decrease? Notice what happens when you walk in certain buildings or when you go certain places, like a big store, or when you go into a library. What happens to your vibes? Exercise them. That's just like going into the gym and pumping iron to build your physical muscles. To build your spiritual, energetic muscles, you have to exercise them. This is your message. 38 is going to add up to the number 11, which then becomes the number 2. And the number 2 represents duality, balance, and intuition. So remember that as we get started, let's jump into your tarot card reading with When Women Had Wings. And When Women Had Wings is just, gosh, it's the most beautiful deck. I just love this deck so much. Woo. One more shuffle for Virgo. Thank you so much for being here, by the way. So happy that you're here, that you're tuning in, that you're checking in for this mid-month reading. And let's get started for the sign of Virgo. Let's get 3 cards for Virgo. We're going to do a top row and a bottom row. We're going to start off with that top row for Virgo. Virgo, what's a good message for you? What do we need to share with Virgo? 7 of Swords. 9 of Wands. Ace of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, Knight of Pentacles. This is your energy Knight of Pentacles represents movement towards physical sustenance, physical reality, physical groundedness. It's you needing to ground your energy. It's you needing to exercise your vibes. It's you needing to feel that the way that you're going is for a reason. That at the end of the day, the Knight is a mover. Even though they move really, really slow, because they're strategic, they're methodical, they're thought-oriented, they are going to make sure that their investment is going to be worth it. So they don't rush into things. They take their time, but they need to know their journey has a purpose. So this is here at the bottom of the deck, here at the end. It's just kind of a highlight of this row. And we're starting off with Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords indicates mentally, there's this knowing, there's this awareness of betrayal, of lies, of cheating, of stealing, of somebody trying to get the best of you. Now, let me point something out. Virgo they're on it, man. They're watching everything. They're noticing everything. They're feeling everything out. And when someone thinks they're going to get the best of a Virgo, they've got another thing coming. So probably, I want to say Virgo probably already knew about Seven of Swords long before Seven of Swords made itself known. So we have here the very first card of this top row, Seven of Swords. Someone has shown themselves to be a liar, a cheater, a stealer, a manipulator, someone that was trying to deceive you. They thought they could deceive a Virgo. That's funny. That's actually hilarious. Then Virgo decided, and they made a decision that you're not, you know what? It probably hurt. I'm not going to lie. The Seven of Swords probably hurt. That was, you didn't expect it. The Nine of Wands is the energy that I believe that you, Virgo, have now assumed. Because you've seen somebody showed, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. They did. You believe them, and now you are the Nine of Wands. You have this warrior energy about you where thank you for showing me who you are. Thank you for showing me the truth, because now I won't have to deceive myself, Seven of Swords, with trying to convince myself that you're something that you're not, because you've shown me who you are. So now I know, and now you know who I am. And who I am is somebody that doesn't give up. I'm not backing down. I'm not going to walk away. I'm not going to take what you're giving me as that's all I get. I'm going to fight for my rights, not to party. It's not Beastie Boys. I'm going to fight for my rights in this situation. I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to prove my point. If I have to write a 20-page dissertation on why I deserve just as much as anybody else to be here, I will do that. I am knocked down a bit because of what just happened, but I'm not knocked out. So if you thought you were getting the best of me, I want you to think again. Nine of Wands. Ace of Cups. What happens after this? It's like a revelation in the heart. It's like the open door of the heart. It's like you feel this rush of self-love. It really speaks to me highly of self-love. It says, whatever has happened in the life of a Virgo, it has only led them down the road to love themselves more. It's like this betrayal, this deceit, this liar, this cheater, this stealer only increased your self-love. Instead of diminished it, it increased it. It's like they did you a favor. It's like you're thanking somebody for Thank you for showing me who you are, because now I can love myself like I deserve to be loved. And I am going to love myself. It reminds me of, is it Angela Bassett in that movie where she burns her husband's clothes out in the driveway? It just, waiting to exhale. Oh my God, what a great movie. But that's Ace of Cups. It is like, you showed me who you are, and I am not out. If you thought that was going to ruin me, you've got another thing coming. I'm going to love myself like I've never been loved before. I don't need you to do it because I can do it better myself anyway. So go Virgo, Knight of Pentacles. Remember that you're moving slowly towards a goal. You're not moving fast, you're taking your time, but you're moving slowly towards your goal, and it begins with self-love. Oh gosh, let's clarify. This is Tarot of Mystical Moments. Let's find out what's going on for Virgo. This is kind of juicy. Let's see, Tarot of Mystical Moments for the sign of Virgo. And let's do one more shuffle. Remember to exercise those vibes of yours. What do you need to do to move energy through your body? Whenever we've been hit with a realization like that, yeah, you got to go move. You got to go do something out in nature. You got to take a walk around the block. You've got to walk your dog. You've got to take a bath, do yoga. Like I said, listen to some great meditative music. For the sign of Virgo, let's clarify this top row, starting with the Seven of Swords. Spirit, please clarify Seven of Swords for the sign of Virgo. Clarify that Seven of Swords. Why is that Seven of Swords here for Virgo? The Chariot. Why is the Nine of Wands here for Virgo? Clarify the Nine of Wands. Ooh. For the sign of Virgo, Justice. One more card, clarify Ace of Cups. Clarify Ace of Cups. This is awesome. I love this. This is great. Ace of Cups, clarified by the Tower. Look at this. A full bottom row of major arcanas. And at the bottom of the deck, another ace, the Ace of Wands. Virgo, you're good. You're good. You're so good. This is great. I love it. I love it. At the bottom of the deck, this Ace of Wands says, just like the Ace of Cups is that new fresh start in the heart space, specifically towards loving yourself, self-love, self-care. Ace of Wands is, and I've got a new magic wand. I've got the ability to go out in my life and create and change, and it's like the magic wand. It's like I can tap and point and push my button on how I want things to feel and be for me spiritually, my inspiration. It's a new, fresh, fiery start. It's Aries season, and it can also be romantically. This can be, the Ace of Wands has a tendency to look phallic-like, so it can represent actual physical passion. It can also just be whatever it is, like your paintbrush, whatever it is you want your canvas to look like. The Ace of Wands is going to be that paintbrush for you. You can paint your own Birmingham. If you know 90s country, you can do that yourself. So you may not, this is what I'm really getting, you may not need this person. They showed you their true colors. Thank you for that, because now I can love myself, and now I can go out and to create my own world the way I want it to look. And I'm starting with clarifying Seven of Swords with the Chariot. That person only had to unveil one little peek behind the curtain, and you're out of there. The Chariot says Virgo got into their spiritual car and they zoomed off into the sunset because screw you. Thank you for showing me who you are. I'm out of here. Chariot is moving forward, moving on. I'm out of here. I'm not staying to work it out. That was a red flag for the 10th time and I'm done. I'm out of here. Clarify the 9 of Wands, that wounded warrior energy. Justice. Maybe you got a divorce or you're going to get a divorce. You're going to do something in the legal field. You're going to make something final. The Justice card represents the sign of Libra. The scales will be balanced. There will be fairness. The truth will be revealed. I love this. What this really says is that Virgo, whatever action you're going to take in the sense of right and wrong to settle the score, it's going to be in your favor and it is the right thing to do. Maybe it's been too long in the coming and you're going to take action. If this has to do with work, this is you filing that report with HR. You've had enough. You're done. You're moving forward, possibly to a new career, a new job, a new love relationship, Ace of Wands. And you are doing something in the legal atmosphere, filing a report, filing charges, having attorney representation, something in the legal field, or it's just truth. And we are leveling out the playing field. No one's going to be having the upper hand over Virgo. Virgo's going to step right up to the plate, and we're going to play fair and square here now if we're going to play it all. I'm no longer going to hide behind fear of what you might do. I'm going to take action and I'm going to do what needs to be done. And then the Ace of Cups represents the Tower. All you needed for your opportunity to love yourself was the Tower. For everything you put your hope, your faith, your belief, your heart in came crashing down. I really believe that's connected to the 7 of Swords. I think somebody showed you who they were. 7 of Swords is a liar, cheater, stealer. And they showed you that. And I think you believed them. And it ruined the way you thought things were going to be. But it didn't ruin your future. You're moving forward in your chariot. Justice is on your side. And you have the Ace of Wands. I want you to take that magic wand and I want you to go paint that Birmingham. And I wish you all the best. Virgo, please remember I am on TikTok and I'm on YouTube. Your likes, your follow, your subscribe, your shares, all of those interactions are so meaningful and valued. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. Be blessed, be well.